Hi, my name is William. I'm 43 years old. I want to talk about my experience. It's not an NDE, but I don't know what to call it. Maybe you can help me with that. My brother died on overdose for heroin in January 15 this year. When he died, I had few experiences where he visited me. The first one was 3 days after he died. I was in my bed sleeping and had a lot of dreams, like normal, nothing special or, just dreams. And suddenly in my dreams, everything just vanished. It just got completely dark, the darkest black. It was so strange that in my dreams I said to myself, what happened? Where did my dreams go? And when I was thinking that in my dream, a shape like a face appeared on my left side, just 5 centimeters from my head, my face, and said, "Hi, William." And when I heard that, I knew directly that it was my brother. So I jumped out of my bed and said, "Oh my God, it's my brother. He's trying to contact me." And then I panicked because I woke up. I said, no, I have to go back to sleep so I can talk to him. And I lay down and I was panicking and trying to calm me down and go back to sleep. And while I was doing that, I was back there again. And this time when I get back, my brother was like 10 meters from me, in front of me, on my left side. And I said, "Hey, brother, how are you doing? Are you okay?" And he said, like he always do, because I called him 2 to 4 times every day and asked him if he was okay, because he had drug problems and we were very worried. And he said, like he always do, "Yes, William," like stop asking me that all the time. And when I was there, I don't know where I was, but I'm sure I was not here. I didn't feel that I had anybody because I was feeling very, very light. It was like I was floating, and I could breathe so good and so easy. I didn't have any negative thoughts in my mind. I didn't feel anything negative in my soul body. The feeling was so good. So I thought, oh my God, I remember I took a deep breath and said, oh my God, I can breathe so good and I feel so good. And I asked my brother, where are you going? And he said, I'm going to open that gate. It's so big and heavy, it's almost impossible to open it. So I look on my right side. It was a huge golden gate, 2 doors. The left door was slightly open. And this gate was really, really big. It was maybe 100 or 200 meters on cross and 2 or maybe 200 meters high. And on every door on this gate, it was 2 golden lion sculpture. Looked like, those lions were almost as big as the gates. And it was like they were climbing, that kind of sculpture. And the heads, the faces was towards outwards. So they were looking out of the horizon, like, and their mouth was closed and they had a long tail. And around this gate, it was a lot of, details. And I just look at this gate and said, wow, it's so big and it's so beautiful. And I try to figure out what was on the edge of the gates, the details. And when I was thinking that, my eyes got close to the gate. It was like I was zooming in. And I look at these details, and my eyes went back again. And I said, shit, it's so beautiful. And when I said shit, my brother said, shh, you're not allowed to talk like that here. Just because he said you're not allowed to talk like that here, I'm 100% positive that I was somewhere else. I wasn't here. It was not in my dream. And this feeling I had, this experience, it was nothing I have ever experienced before. And I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to all those people you repeat all the time. Because when he died, I talked to him like in loud voice and told him, brother, don't stay here. Go to grandma, grandpa, our cousin, and our dog. Don't stay here. I don't want you to stay here. I want you to move on. We will live our life here. Don't worry. So he said, I'm going to all those people you repeat all the time. And I just had feeling when I stood there that I have to look down. So I looked down, and there it was two head skeleton. The one was lower than the other one. And I just asked him, what is this? Is this you and me? He said, yes, it's me and you. And I didn't ask anything more about it. And I just thought, yeah, maybe it's my time soon also to die. And he just showed me a number 7 and said, I want you to make it the 7th. If not possible, make it the 8th, but not later. And then everything went back to normal in my sleep. He just was gone. And when I woke up that day, I had decided to make his funeral the 8th of February or 15. But I changed it to the 7th of February. And that was the first experience. The second one was 9 days after, when I went to the hospital to see his body, me and my mother and my brother. And when we came to that room, he was laying on the bed. And my mother stood and cried on his left side, and I stood on his right side. I had my left hand on his heart and my right hand on his forehead. And my brother was above him. He had his eyes closed and looked up on the ceiling and was in his own moment. And me and my mother just cried and was on his side. And when we came, he just lied there, very calm, like normal dead body does. But after 2-3 minutes, when we were crying, I just looked at his face while I had my hand on his forehead, and I just saw his face change expression from being calm to see him change his face to show me that he's crying, that he's sad. And I just felt that he's telling me, I'm sorry. And I just stood there and I get shocked and think for myself that, wait a minute, he's not dead, he's alive. I can see him crying. And I just look at his eyes and just waited for the tears to come. And I just get panicked. I said to myself, what should I do? Should I call the doctor? Should I call someone, do something? Because he's alive. I can see he's alive. And while I was thinking that, I think at the same time, no, he cannot be alive. He has gone through the autopsy and everything. And I have my hand on his heart and it's not beating. He's not dead. It's just me. I'm just imagining. I'm just hallucinating. It's just because I'm sad. And after a few minutes, when my mother stopped crying, his face went back to normal again. He was calm again. Now, we were in that room for 45 minutes. But when I was in there, it felt like I was there in just 10 minutes. When we came home, I made some tea for my mother and we sat and drank tea. And I took my mother's hand and said, Mother, I have to tell you something, but please don't get mad or sad. And I said, when we just met Hotan, my brother, I think I saw him crying. And she just looked at me in big eyes and said, oh my God, I also see that he was crying. She said, I just stood there and I was in shock. I thought it was just me, that I was in shock and hallucinating or imagining because I'm sad. But I saw him cry. I saw his face change expression from normal to crying, sad, and then back to normal. I said, yes, I saw it too. So it was true. It's impossible that we both see the same thing. So just because I know that she saw exactly the same thing, I know that I saw that it was real. It was not in my head. So that was the second experience. The third one was February the 22. I had rented a truck to move his things back to my mother's house. Now, he had met a girl on Facebook who he had never met before. They were planning to see each other. So she contacted me and asked if she can come and see us and help with the moving. I said, yeah, sure, why not? You can come. And she came to visit us and help us day after. When we went to sleep that night, my brother come back to me in my sleep. When I was dreaming, everything just vanished again. Everything went black like the first time. But this time he just stood in front of me and was really mad. He was like screaming, like, what the hell are you doing? Why did you take her here? What was you thinking? And I just hugged him and kissed him and said, please calm down. Don't worry about us here. We will make it. Please don't worry. Just think about yourself and just be happy wherever you are. And he said, yeah, okay, in a calm voice. And that was it. He vanished again. And I was worried when I woke up. I didn't know why he came and was angry, mad. But we understand later that day that this girl who came to visit us, she was awake all night and stealing my mother's things, our things in her apartment, money, credit card, clothes, everything. So that's why he came and was angry on me, because I said, okay, you can come and visit us. Now, I have, of course, dreamed about him many times this period of almost 5 months now. But he always come to my dreams maybe 2 times a week. But in normal dreams, not those 2 special one. And he is just there in my dream for a moment, and he just look at me and smile and then go. Me and my brother was very close. He was he was 11 years younger than me. He died when he was 31. And we were very close. He always said to me, you are not my brother, you are more like my father, because we didn't have a good father. He didn't even come to his funeral. And before all this happened, I didn't know anything about NDE. I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know that people have these kind of experiences. So when this happened, I started to Google and found out that these things are real, and there are so many people out there experiencing these kind of things, especially NDEs. Now, I didn't die, but my brother came visit me and wanted me to know that he's okay and that he's going through that gate. When my brother died, I was planning my own death, because I wanted to die. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be with my brother again. So I was planning my death, that I will fix his funeral, and then when I'm done with his, I will pay my own funeral and then take my life. But thank for those experiences he gave me, and all these NDEs I have watched and read about on web, that has calmed me down. So yeah. And yes, one more thing. When I was on a cemetery to choose a resting place for him, this lady who was showing me around, she showed me a few places and said, do you want a place, a grave for 1 person or 2 person? I asked her, what do you mean? She said, yeah, you can choose to have only him in grave or two bodies. I said, oh, I want 2 bodies, of course. I want me in the same grave. She said, then we can take this place, and he will lie on 3 meters and then 1 meter above him. When you die, you will be above him. So I chose a grave with 2 bodies. And later, when I thought about my experiences, I came to know that the 2 head skeleton I saw the first time he came, it was me and him, because he knew that I will choose a grave with 2 bodies, him below me. So that was also very strange. Before all this, I will give you a quick background. I'm born in Iran, in a Muslim country. Me and my family moved to Sweden 1986. I think it was September or October. My brother was born in Sweden in 87, July. And we lived in a Muslim country, but none of us was religious. We didn't believe in religion. Especially me, I still believe in science. I believe more in aliens and spaceships and science, but I didn't believe in God or those kind of things. Bible or Quran or something, because I always said to myself, it's just man-made to control people. But after all these experiences, it started to made me think that God is real, heaven is real, because I was outside something and I think it was heaven. So if that's real, then God is real. And I cannot live like this, continue live like this and deny him. So I have to embrace him. And the most, how do you say, the most closest to my heart when I thought about religion and God, it was Jesus. And I said, I want to be baptized to be Christian. So I contact the Swedish church in Norway, because I moved to Norway for work. I have been in Norway 6 years. I contact the Swedish church in Oslo, and he was shocked, of course, that a Muslim 43 years old man want to be a Christian. But I had the chance to meet him 3 times before decide to go that way. So 2 or 3 months later, after my brother's death, I became a Christian, and I started to read the Bible, and I'm trying to go to the church every Sunday. I have missed few, but I'm trying to go every Sunday. So this experience have changed my life a lot, my way to see things. And my brother's death calmed me down, thanks to the experiences he gave me. And I know he's around me and hear me, and I know he's with God. I know he is with Jesus. And I know the experience, especially the first one, I know that it was not a dream, it was not an imagination, it was something completely different. I have never experienced it before. It's almost 5 months ago, but I can still explain everything in details, even though it's a little bit hard in English. And if I was a good painter, I could paint it in details, because I have the image still in my head so clearly. And I remember when I was looking on this gate, I tried to look around and see if I see more things, but I couldn't see anything more. It was like misty or cloudy. I just saw my brother, and it was not him, because it was like a shape of a human, but I couldn't see if it was him. But when he talked to me in my head, it was him. It was his voice. It was the way he talked. It was him. And when I look around, it was misty, cloudy. It was like when sun goes down, those colors, red, orange, pink. It was very beautiful, very, very calm feeling. The feeling I had there, it was the best feeling I had felt ever before. It was the best and strangest feeling ever. And I will never forget that. I just wanted to share this, so maybe it helps someone or something. And I have read a lot about NDEs, but nothing like my experience, because I was not dead. So if you know what I have experienced, let me know. Yeah, that was it. Thank you.